I wanted to make a video to teach everyone how to build a fire. There's really not a specific set way to, but I've found that it varies depending on the type of dung you're using. In our case, we import Vishwa Dung from India. It's comes in a box like this, and out of the box are cakes that look like this. Now, we found, and I was taught, the best way to do it is to cut these into halves. So you can do that either by just scoring the hard side. So you can just do a score on it and then break it. So it breaks into pieces like that. Or you can go to either side, and I use a serrated knife and just cut all the way through. So often I'll go through and pre-cut a whole box of dung and just have it ready for when I'm gonna make fire. So to start, I'll usually take a piece. You'll end up with some broken pieces, so I'll take a small broken piece to put in the bottom. Generally that's so when you're putting ghee into the fire, it's not burning on the hot copper. So I'll start with that. Then you want to not contaminate your ghee jar, so keeping the lid on it at all times and not mixing a knife that you've had with dung on it into the ghee jar is important. So what I do is kind of estimate how much ghee I think I'm going to use, and I'll go ahead and take that out and put it onto the ghee plate. And I'll start with that. If I need more, I can always get more out. Then I take and put a little bit of ghee on each side of each piece of dung. So you can spread it. And as you get used to the specific ghee you're using and how it's burning, you might adjust the amounts needed. It's really just the accelerant. So sometimes if you're having trouble keeping a fire lit or it's smoldering too much, a little extra ghee might help. So generally speaking, what we're doing is trying to build a log cabin style fire. And you can do it as tall as you like. A lot of people, especially if you're conserving dung, like to use 2 or 3 pieces, which ends up in a 3 or 4 log high fire. So you can do it that way. Then you generally want a lighting stick. So you can use the other piece of the one that you'd use for the bottom if you like, or you can use a brand new piece. And we like to put a decent amount of ghee on the base of the lighting stick, just so it will light up, and you'll be placing it into the fire like this as you get it lit. So now we want to prepare the rice. So you are trying to get 2 small offerings of rice that are unbroken. So you take your rice, pour a little bit into your hand, and then you want to sort through it. Make sure that you're getting out any broken pieces. So I'll remove all the broken pieces and set them aside. You can throw them away in your yard, whatever you'd like to do. And then depending on when you think you've got the right amount, sometimes I'll put a little bit back. Then I take and mix a little bit of ghee. Now you're only wanting to do this about 15 minutes prior to fire or right before the fire. So mix a little bit of ghee in with the rice. Make sure that's on there. Then I'll place it in my offering dish. Like this. And separate it into 2 offerings. And there you go. There's your preparation for the fire. Also, you want to make sure you have your matches together and either the Agnihotra Buddy app, or you can go onto agnihotra.org and get your location for timings. And I'll do a second video on the actual fire ritual. Thank you.